Hello, family. Today I'm going to be reading May 1994, The Love Letters of Jerry and Mary. This is going to be part 1. Last time we read, Jerry was going to be visiting Mary in Chicago. Let's begin. Beginning with May 4th, Sunday night. My little Mary, I'm lying in bed just dreaming of the sweetest girl in the world. I sure had a wonderful time in Chi. Although I could get along without the whole city, as long as I had you beside me. Why do you have to live so far apart? Maybe it's better this way. Then, when we do get to see each other, we appreciate each other more. Although it would be nice to Chi was just a little bit closer. I arrived in GB, Green Bay, about 10:15. I stopped in Plymouth, Wisconsin for a cup of coffee and a little lunch. I didn't get sleepy at all. I smoked 5 cigarettes from Milwaukee to Green Bay. I also had something pretty wonderful on my mind. That helped. That helped me to stay awake. You. When I got home, I went out for a while. Most of the fellows were at Mercer's, so I had a few beers. I went home about 12:30 a.m. By the way, I'm in school now, English novel class. It is snowing outside. Nice summer weather, huh? I guess when we were together, we didn't do much talking, did we? I had a lot of things I was going to tell you, and I never did. You said the same thing. You had many things to talk about, but you forgot them. I think we were too interested in each other to talk about non-important things. Next time, when I come down, you make sure you have some place to go. I'd like to go dancing with you somewhere. Is that okay? Let me know when there's a dance or something going on down there, and I'll come down for it. Maybe we can even double with your brother and his girls sometime. Now I'm at the station. I guess this is the only place I can concentrate and put my whole heart into these letters. This afternoon, I was talking to some of the fellows. There's going to be a big dance at the Riverside Ballroom on the 14th of May. All the fellows are going with their best girls, so I'd like to take my best girl. You know who my best girl is, don't you? Do you think that you could get up here for that? It sure would be wonderful. If you were able to get up here, you would have to get off from work on the 14th because it is a Friday. It would be a long, beautiful weekend, wouldn't it? I could even give you a ride to Milwaukee Sunday, so you wouldn't have to ride home all alone. Well, sweetie, I'll close for a little while, but I'll write soon. You do the same, will you? Would you please thank your parents again for me, for letting me stay at your home? Bye-bye, little sweetie. I'm falling in love with someone. Jerry. P.S. What did you mean Sunday night when you asked me what went with my bracelet? I'm too dense to know what you meant. You just have to explain it to me. May 4th, Monday. Dear Jerry, my mother just went out and left the dishes for me to do. I'm making up for the weekend like I said I would. I was going to do them now, but I couldn't wait to write you, so they can wait for a while. First of all, I want to tell you what a wonderful weekend I thought we had. I have never enjoyed myself so much in my whole life. Might have been times when I laughed more than I've never ever been so happy. I sure hated to leave you at the stick train. You looked so lonesome standing there all by yourself. All the way home I kept thinking of you, driving all that way. in the dark, lonely roads on the rain. I darn near made myself cry. You better do something for your cold. You were beginning to sound pretty bad. I don't want you to get sick. I hardly gotten on the train when I missed you already. It seemed like you would be forever before I saw you again. But it won't be, will it? That was a dirty trick to wait until the train was nearly pulling away to give me your bracelet. I didn't even get a chance to tell you how happy it made me. I've shown it to the whole world already. I think it is going to ruin my social standing with the boys in Shy considerably. Maybe that was the main idea, huh? But if it improves my chances with my Green Bay beau, that's exactly what I want. There isn't anybody at home now except for me, so I've gotten all the atmosphere I can gather to remind me of you. I'm playing all my favorite records, have your picture in front of me, and I'm wearing your bracelet. As you know, I always wake up to the music on my radio. This morning, I woke up to a song that was playing that went something like, I'd give all my tomorrows for the one more yesterday. When I first heard it, I thought it was so right. But the more I think of it, I don't think I would, not even for yesterday, because I'm hoping that there will be a lot more tomorrows that will be even happier than yesterday. And I don't want to ever give them up. Agree? There is one more thing that bothers me a little, though. Don't misunderstand me, as I am proud as punch to wear your bracelet. But I do wish that I was the only girl whose arm it was ever on. From the way you talk, I have an idea there were a number of others. I want you to know, though, that it is the only one that I've ever been on my arm. I've never accepted anything like that before. Believe me, I was surprised myself when I took it. It's not like me at all. I must be in love. I wonder who. By the way, I found out what JVA means. Why so mysterious? Are you shy? It's much later now. I stopped to do the dishes. My brother Don and his wife and their two little tots were here this evening. They're the ones from Mondeline. I had to tell Betty, his wife, all about our weekend. She's my buddy. I lived with her for 9 months while Don was overseas because she was afraid to stay home alone. We're just like sisters. I wish you could have met them. I always have oodles of fun with them. I'm going out there this weekend. Betty has been begging me for weeks to come and spend a weekend, so I finally agreed. I'm so much in demand. Ha ha. When I told them about our following the First Communion procession down the street, I thought they were going to split laughing. I told them about the two fellows on the corner who almost got in a fight, too, and all the other things that we saw, too. Don said I really showed you the typical life in Shy. He don't like Shy much. I'll come to Green Bay some weekend, real soon, if you still want me. Just tell me when. You want me to come and I'll see what that I'm not going doing anything important for those days. If 200 miss aren't too far for you to drive, I guess it isn't too far for me either. The weather has been miserable ever since you left. It was so cold today. There were even slight snow flurries. Hasn't been any rain though. I thought it was going to rain constantly until I saw you again. Or was that only in my heart? Wasn't that strange how it started to rain when we were leaving, just like you said? If I were suspicious, I would think it had a secret meaning. I'm sleeping, so I'll close now. Love and kisses, Mary. P.S. Don't get into any mischief. May 5th, Tuesday night. Dearest Mary, what do you say we both pack up and move out of this cold, cold country? How about us moving to Colorado or California or something like that? Just the two of us. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Ah, there I go dreaming again. Last night the temperature got to 20 degrees in Green Bay. I heard it was in the low 30s in Chicago. Isn't that miserable? It snowed almost all day today, but the snow melted as fast as it came down. We played cards last night. I was winning about $3 for a while, but I lost it all, and I ended up losing a quarter. 6 of us fellows went to Mercer's after. There was hardly even a soul there. So the 6 of us started bowling on the machine for a beer and a sandwich. I was sure unlucky. I lost $3.50 all night. I should stay home tonight, but my bowling wasn't bad. But we were bowling in teams, 3 on each team. We flipped a coin for partners. I guess my partners didn't do very good. Bob LaPlante was my partner. Most of the time, he isn't any good at all. Oh well, I can't complain. I've won more than I have lost at Mercer's. Oh, bragging again. Today, in our OTC class, we had a lot of fun. We set up the class like the UN, United Nations. Each person was a representative of a different country. Some of the fellows took the part of a foreign war correspondent. What a force! What a farce! Well, dear, I just came back from Mercer's. The time is about 12:30 a.m. Bowling on the bowling machine turned out a lot better tonight. I only lost once. Bragging again. About 4 or 5 of us were all sitting around talking tonight about the different things. We all agreed on one thing. The best thing in life is to get married and settle down. I sure wish I could afford to get married. I hate this constant running out at night and spending money like mad. Don't you agree that married life is the only solution? Do you have any suggestions? An answer to my problem? I wish I could find some help. I just heard my favorite song on the radio. Would you please buy this record so I can listen to it when I come to Shy again? The London recording of The Happy Wanderer by Frank Weir. I think I spelled his name wrong. Well, my little one, I guess I'll close, because it is time for me to go to bed. I have someone so wonderful to dream about. I will enjoy it. Bye-bye, my little darling. Somebody loves me. I hope it's you. Love, Jerry. P.S. Je voice aime. It means I love you. You guessed it, didn't you? A-M-D. I think that's a G. Another letters at the end of the envelope. May 6th, Wednesday evening. Dear Jerry, I received your letter today asking me to come to Green Bay. I'd love to. It sounds like so much fun. Imagine 3 days together. Are you sure it will be all right with your parents if I come? It wouldn't be necessary for you to drive all the way to Milwaukee. That's just a long way to drive, and you should be resting up for all the driving you did last weekend. I won't mind riding alone, much. You must drive faster than the North Shore train because I only got home about 15 minutes before you did. You even stopped to eat someplace. Speedy, that's you. You and I seem to write our letters from the same position. I'm laying in bed now, too, and I'm so comfortable I'm nearly falling asleep. It is Thursday morning now, and I have to go to work in a little while. But you can wait for me. I have more important things to do. But they can wait for me. I have more important things to do. My radio is playing Dream, Dream, Dream. That's just about all I do anymore. I'm luckier than the girl in that song because my lucky day is only 8 days away. I'm going to have lots of fun, aren't we? Oh, by the way, would you please write and tell me what kind of a dance it is so I know what to bring with me to wear? Want you to have to go to school Friday? I'll find out what times the trains leave in Chi, and I'll let you know what time I'll get there. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we lived so close enough to be together all the time instead of just once in a while like this? Maybe you're right. I suppose we do appreciate each other more we would otherwise, but I think I'd rather have you appreciate me a little less and be with you a little more. Yesterday at work, we chose which 2 weeks we wanted our vacations. There is about 6 of us that work together, and we can't be gone all at the same time. I took the last 2 weeks in June, and my girlfriend Jerry and I are going to California. It's funny. I've been saving my money for a long time looking forward to it, and now that the time is almost here, I'm not even very excited. Maybe it's because it's the only a secondary interest now. Think so? I'm more excited about coming to Green Bay for the 14th. When we planned the vacation, there were about 5 of us going. Janet, my girlfriend at work, was coming, but we can't have our vacation together. You remember Shirley, don't you? Well, she was coming too, but she and Jerry can't be gone at the same time either. They work at the same place. There was another girl named Lorraine who was going to, but became engaged. So, two of my best friends live in Los Angeles. It'll be fun to see them again. I miss them a lot. I miss you too, and I'm sorry if I confused you in Milwaukee. I really didn't mean anything much by what I said. I just meant, weren't you going to say anything with it? When you gave it to me, you didn't say a word, and I just kind of wondered why you wanted me to wear it. But I think I know. I hope I'm right. When I come to Green Bay, you will have to show me Mercer's. I'd like to see where you spend most of your time. Then, when I dream about you, I'll have you against the right background. I'm only being silly. I wouldn't dream about you there. It's always some place where we were together. I'm late for work now, so I have to run along now, and I really mean run. I have found my wonderful guy, Mary. P.S. How's Penny? Don't know, that's his dog. Hey, this is May 6th, Wednesday night. My own dear Mary. Well, here goes with number 3 for this week. Getting tired of these constant letters? First of all, sweetie, I would like to straighten something out. Something that hurt me a little bit. In your letter, you wrote Monday that my bracelet I gave you on Sunday, you said that the way I gave it to you, it seemed like I gave it to a number of girls. Well, my dear, I'll be completely truthful with you. I gave that bracelet to just one girl, and I thought I really loved. I was wrong. She was not the real girl of my life. Now I think I found her. You. So I've given it to you. You will be the last person to ever wear that bracelet. I promise you. Believe me, she had the bracelet for a couple of months, and she was the only one ever to wear it. Now you have it, I hope, with all my heart, that you will keep it forever. As far as I am concerned, it is yours to keep. Please, my love, believe me. I mean every word I said. I'm sorry if you got the wrong idea. I gave that bracelet with all my heart, and now you have it. I'm very glad that my bracelet is the first one you ever wore. I hope it's the last. If I have anything to do with it, it will be the last. Yes, it has been raining and snowing ever since we parted. Believe me, the song is very true. Ever since we have parted, it has been just terrible. The song has a true meaning for us. We aren't together, it will be raining. If not raining outside, it will be raining in our hearts. Please excuse my handwriting, my love. I'm doing a very bad job, although I mean every word I said. There is a reason for it, but we won't discuss it now, okay? I went to Mercer's again tonight and got half stewed out of shape. Isn't that terrible? I wish you were here so I would have something to do and someone to tell me when to go home at night to study. I sincerely need it. Bye bye, my little sweetie. I'll write again soon. Please do the same. I need those letters. They're my only stimulating morale. I hate to admit it, but I sure need a good girl like you to keep me in line. I am sick and tired of this constant nightlife and running around. It is ruining me both physically and mentally. Night, my darling. I'll see you in my dreams, as I always do. Please take me in your arms and hold me. Love forever, Jerry. P.S. Je vois en mai. You know what that means. May 8th, Friday night. Hi, Jerry. It's about 12:30 now, and my eyes are beginning to close on me. I just came back from a movie with my girlfriend. We saw Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis's latest picture. Jerry Lewis is the craziest person walking on this earth. I laughed so hard. The only thing wrong with going out with the girls is that I have to come home alone, and I don't like that. I need my little somebody beside me. Yesterday evening, one of my girlfriends got her brother's car for the evening, so the two of us and another girl went out cruising around. They must be as bad guides as I am because we got lost. We finally found our way back, though. Then we stopped at the Dutch Dairy for some ice cream. It was good. We had a nice time, and besides that, she drove me home. The husband of one of my lady friends at work died a couple days ago. I feel so sorry for her. She is such a sweet person. I've never seen two people who were so close. They just adored each other. I think it would be terrible to lose you now, but imagine how awful that would be after they're being married 25 years. It must be like losing a part of yourself. I know she wouldn't change it for the world, though. Do you remember your dreams in the morning? I most always do, and some of them are so ridiculous. Last night I had a wonderful dream. It was all about you. You were taking me to meet your mother, and you lived in a real tiny apartment above a store. It looked like some place you might see in Italy, or some place real old fashioned. There was more too, but it's a long story and a little bit silly. My brother Don told me once that I should write a book of all of my dreams. It would be probably a bestseller. Sometimes I can even describe things in color. Quite a dreamer, huh? I'm so sorry, Jerry, if I hurt you when I asked if anybody else had wore the bracelet. I wouldn't have hurt you on purpose for anything in the world, not even a little bit. I don't know whatever possessed me to ask. I'm just a nosy girl, I guess. You said that you gave it to me with all of your heart. I'm glad because I accepted it with all of my heart, too. You said also that if you had anything to do with it, it would be the last one I would ever wear. Of course, you have something to do with it. Everything, in fact, because there are only two people involved, you and I. And if we both agree, what could be more wonderful? I think my little sweetheart needs someone to take good care of him. Your handwriting was a slight bit wiggly from Wednesday night. Maybe I better come to Green Bay and watch over you. At least I can over the next weekend, huh? I'm looking forward to it like nothing before. Today I was walking down Sheridan Road and I heard a car coming down the street behind me with bells just like your car. You should have seen me spin around just like a top. It was even a little Plymouth, but a different one. They must have seen me turn around because they kept blowing them until they went past. I felt sort of silly, and then silly then for turning around. Just a reflex, I guess. You know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going to have my hair cut. So when you see me next Friday, it won't be all shaggy. In your letter Tuesday night, you asked me for my advice to a big problem. You said you and your boyfriends all decided you wanted to get married, but lack the funds. Well, it's a long answer, and there isn't enough paper left on this page to say everything, so you just worry about it for a few days. Ask me when you see me, and I'll try to help you. But remember, you won't like my ideas. Ask me anything. Now, don't forget, be real good, Jerry. Don't get stewed on anything. Good night, sweetheart. I'll be having real sweet dreams tonight, and I hope you will too. Your own Mary. P.S. What does AMDG mean? May 9th, Friday night. Dear Mary, guess when I'm working again? I work every night this week. I might have just as well worked, though. I have nothing else to do. I'm listening to the radio. The baseball game is on, and I'm real mad. Braves. They're getting beat by the Cubs, 3-0. But the game isn't over yet. I just got done washing my car. I mean, our car. It was sure dirty. I hadn't washed it for a whole week. I'm slipping. I couldn't wash it at all this week because it rained every day. I guess it is going to rain every day until you and I are together again. I also polished part of our car too. I had a lot of energy to get rid of. And I'm sure you did. I have a nice job, don't I? I can do all the work on my car I want while I'm working. I'm laying in bed right now, and I just came from the office, as Mercer's is commonly called. So I hope you will please excuse the mistakes, and I will undoubtedly make. Mercer's was jam packed with kids, and I mean kids, all 18-year-old kids. That is considered kids for old people like you and I. I drank about 10 or 12 beers, so I'm feeling pretty high. I only spent about $1, though. I was hot on the bowling machine. I am terribly disgusted with this life. Honestly, I wish I deeply that you had lived here so I'd be able to see you every night instead of going to Mercer's. Saturday morning. I feel a lot better this morning than I did last night. My handwriting was pretty bad, eh? Well, the dance we're supposed to go to on Friday is a formal. All the rest of the kids in the gang are broke. So they say, and none of them are going. So you and I, as well, not go either. Because we would be all alone, and that's no fun. So there's no need to take off from work Friday, unless you would still like to come. I would rather have you come Friday so we can be together a little longer. But don't get away from work Friday unless you want to. Whichever you do is all right with me. Just think, in less than a week, we'll be together again. Would you let me know what time you would be getting in Green Bay so I can meet you at the train? If you do come Friday, there won't be that dance to go to, but I usually know what we can do. When we get here, would you prefer if we went out alone or doubled with someone? I was leaving this entirely up to you. So don't say it is up to me because it's not. I have some more things I have to ask you, but I will write them later so I can mail this letter. Bye bye for a while. God bless you and keep you mine. Love, Jerry. P.S. Penny's fine and waiting to see you. May 10th, Sunday. Hi, Jerry. Well, today's Mother's Day. I hope you don't forget to wish your mother a happy Mother's Day. Boys always seem to forget things like that. I was a little surprised, though. None of my brothers forgot my mother. I remember one year, ages ago, my brother Don wired to a florist from China and had them send my mother a big bunch of roses. Wasn't that thoughtful? It was a really pretty day today, cold, but at least the sun was shining for a change. I know it is going to be real beautiful next weekend. It has to be, don't it? I didn't do much today so far, since it was Mom's Day. I thought I should stay home. I went to High Mass this morning because I didn't have any lazy old boyfriend with me who don't like to sit there long. I'm only kidding. It's much nicer to get up and go early than to sleep late. I read the funnies and all the news in the paper, and I don't know any more now than I did before. All the paper says is that I might get bombed out of my house, real cheerful. Will you come and pick up my pieces? I wish it was either last Sunday or next Sunday. Know why? I didn't go to Mundelein this weekend. I'll go some other time. Did you go to Milwaukee like you planned? Yesterday afternoon, I had my hair cut. It doesn't look bad. At least it's better than it was before. But you'll be seeing it real soon, so I'll say no more. A couple of my girlfriends and I are coming out this evening, so I better stop now and get ready. I'll write some more when I get home. I loves ya. I'm back. It's almost 12:30, but I'm not very tired. We had a nice time, but I wish I had been with you instead. Isn't it wonderful having next weekend to look forward to? I think I'm going to be a little nervous meeting your parents. I hope they will make me a little like me a little bit, and I hope you like me even more. My brother just now came in. He had a big date with his boy friends, I guess. He hasn't been out with Mary Ann since last Sunday when you were here. It isn't fair, is it? They're so close. It's possible for them to see each other often, and they don't bother. And then you and I have to be so far apart. But a little distance doesn't keep us apart long, does it? Love conquers all, huh? Your little gal misses ya, Mary. P.S. Only 4 more days to heaven. May 10th, Monday morning. Dear little sweetie, this is just a short, special letter. I wrote you a letter Saturday in which I told you that we were going to go to the dance Friday the 14th. Well, here's a revision to that letter. There are about 4 or 5 of us who are going to the formal. So I hope you can make it up here for the dance Friday. I think we will have a good time. In fact, if you were the only one there, I would have a wonderful time. Do you think that you would have any trouble bringing a formal to Green Bay on the train? You could iron it a little bit at my house after you get here, so you don't have to worry about that. I already asked my mother if it would be all right with her. She said that would be a good idea. So, everything's all set. All we need to do is to be together. Did you find out the train schedule yet? I hope you plan on it so that we get here sometime Friday afternoon. Now, you should get here in the afternoon and I'm still in school here, is what you should do. You should call our gas station, dial 2-3579, and ask for Mr. Bouchard. If there is no one to meet you at the station, railroad, but I hope if you can't make it, then there will be one of my parents there to meet you. Now, No objections. This is the way it's going to be done. I will be mad at you if you try taking a cab or a bus instead to our house. Please don't let all this talk scare you. I only have one class Friday afternoon, so I'll probably be there to meet you and greet you with a kiss. Make sure I get a letter telling what train you're taking, what time I should expect you in Green Bay, okay? Also, make sure you only buy one way ticket. I mean that, because you're not going to ride all the way home alone if I have anything to do with it. I spent a fairly quiet weekend and I worked all day Saturday and part of Saturday evening. I worked Sunday morning in the afternoon and we played baseball. I wore myself out doing that because it was the first time I had played this year. We were going to go out of town at night, but all of us just were beat. So we went to a show to rest. We saw Dangerous Missions with Vic Mature and Piper Laurie, and also a murder mystery. After the show, 5 of us went to Mercer's for a while. Then we went out to Little Chicago. That's the name of a certain part of Green Bay. Can you guess why? I have a big test tomorrow. It is an English test, a comprehension test. I have to quite a bit of studying for it. I need to pass it in order to graduate, so I'll close for a little while. Bye bye, my love, and have some more sweet dreams. I always have sweet dreams because you are the feature attraction in them. I love you and all the things you are, Jerry. P.S. I won't get stewed. I promise. May 13th, Wednesday. Jerry dear, it sounds better backwards. Well, I'm glad you and your boyfriends finally decided what to do Friday night. After the letter I received yesterday, I couldn't quite decide to come Friday or Saturday. I was still debating with myself when I got home and found this wonderful letter waiting for me. I'm so glad that it's a formal dance. I love formals and I love dances. And I love you too. I feel so wonderful now that I don't think that I'll be able to do a bit of work tomorrow. My boss will probably wish that I stayed home. You asked me if I thought I might have any trouble bringing my dress on the train, but I'm not very big, so my dress isn't either. So I'll manage okay. I called the railroad, and there are only 2 trains, so I'll take the earlier one. It leaves shy at 1 and arrives in Green Bay at 5:05 p.m. I hope that's all right with you. And then I'll be sure, too, that you'll be home by then. Going to meet me with a kiss, huh? Swell! That's the Milwaukee Road, by the way. I didn't quite understand what you meant by Little Chicago. You'll have to explain it to me when I get there. I can't even guess. Yesterday, my brother Jim went to the hospital and had his appendix removed. Joel went to the station both last night and tonight to help. Bill, uh, because he was all alone there now for a while. That is the first time in my family that anyone had the kind of an operation. It's unusual, especially since it's Jim. He's so healthy. Dad always called him the little Iron Man. You know what? The weather is getting a little bit better. Maybe there's really something to what we say. Think so? When you read this letter, I'll probably be already on the train. This is all too good to be true. I'm just waiting to wake up. But I know it's not a dream anymore because I just pinched myself and I'm awake. You can't know how glad I was to get your last letter. You sounded so much more like yourself. The last couple letters, You were so depressed with the way things are. You're much too young to be discouraged anyway. You have to be happy because I want you to. My word is the law. Ha ha. Tomorrow, I'll have lots of work to do. I sure won't feel like doing it, but I'll have to. One of the more important boss's secretaries has been out of work this week, and I have her job to do as well as my own. So they have been keeping me pretty busy, out of mischief anyway. Till I see you in a short while. Love and kisses, Mary. P.S. Hugs too. May 18th, Monday afternoon. Dearest Mary, well, I made it home safely. I knew I had nothing to worry about. I had my two best girls praying for me, you and my mom. She, my mom, was sort of mad at me for driving back alone, but I told her there was nothing I could do about it. There was nothing I could do about it, and besides, I made it without any trouble. I got home at 1:30 a.m. About 10 miles north of Milwaukee, I got sleepy, and I thought I was going to have trouble. I stopped and I slept for about 20 minutes. From then on, I didn't get sleepy at all, although I smoked about 5 cigarettes and ate a candy bar. About 15 miles north of Milwaukee, my generator stopped working. That is what keeps the battery charged up. So I had to turn the radio off, which also would have helped me stay awake. I had the generator fixed this morning, costing me 80 cents. Not bad, eh? I didn't stop in Plymouth, Wisconsin for a cup of coffee like I promised you I would. I had reason for not stopping, though, because my generator was burnt out. I had to keep going as long as I could without killing my battery. I stopped at one place for 2 quarts of oil and a candy bar. All in all, it was a good trip because I had someone to dream about all the way home. I did a lot of thinking about the many things we can do this summer. There are so many places up here in Wisconsin to go where we can have a wonderful time. I would just love to spend every weekend with you. Wouldn't that be wonderful if we could? I found out today that my last exam will be on Friday the 4th of June. So, if it is all right with you, I will come down that weekend. If you get a chance, would you get the tickets for a Cinerama for the Saturday night at the 5th deal? I got up at 7 o'clock this morning with much trouble. I drove my bus until 7:50 a.m. And then I had the man who works for us at our gas station put new brushes in my generator. I went home then and ate breakfast. And after that, I went back to bed until 9:40 a.m. I got up and went to school for 10 o'clock. After class, I went down and played ping pong and ate dinner at 12:30. I went outside and watched the intramural baseball game until 1:10. I went to ROTC class at 1:20. I found out that we're going to have a big test. I had forgotten all about it. I think I promised though. I think I passed it though because it was a test where we have to write long answers, essay type answers. And I'm good at BS. Right now, I'm sitting in another Old English class, Shakespeare. The teacher is reading us an old play written in Italy centuries ago by the name of Philoster, written by Beaumont and Fletcher. This is goofy, so I'm not paying attention to it. Today, an English novel class at 10 o'clock a.m., we studied another author whose name was John Galsworthy. He writes all his story about a family by the name of Forsyte. Quite a coincidence. Bye bye, sweetheart. Yours is my heart alone. Love, Jerry. SWAK. May 18th, Monday, the day after the day before. Hi, Jerry. I'm sitting in my bedroom now, and all is quiet and peaceful, the way I like it when writing to you. I think I was more worried about your drive home than you were. You looked so tired. I guess we both were a little worn out. I think we were so tired that we were slap happy, but it was fun anyway, wasn't it? My mom and dad had waited up for me for a while, but finally got sleepy and went to bed. When I came in the house, my mom heard me, and she came into my room to hear all about it. I left out a few things. She said that she had given up waiting and decided that I had stayed with you. Weren't they 3 wonderful days? We went so many places and did so many things. You sure were good to me, Jerry. It seems like I was with you a week and I loved every minute of it. Maybe you're right. Your word is the law. I did just like you said it on the train. I walked right past all the sailors and sat with an elderly lady. I told you that you needn't worry about me. I'm faithful. Your mother is a wonderful lady, Jerry. I hope you appreciate the perfect home environment she has given you all these years. But I know you do. I know now why you're the nice as you are, and I know too that you're being taken really good care of. And I'm so glad. Since I haven't the chance to do it myself, letters aren't very satisfactory, are they? We learned a lot with each other, so much better than when we are together. When two people love one another, it shouldn't have to be like this, should it? But then, what would we do without these wonderful letters? It sure would be mighty lonesome. There should be one day in a year set aside especially to honor the Pony Express riders. Agree? Mailmen, too. If you're going to call me sometime, it probably would be a good idea to let me know ahead so I'll be home. I'll never heard your voice on the phone. It'll probably seem funny to be talking to you like that. Not really funny, more like wonderful. I can never foresee what my mother is going to say, and it's always the opposite. When I at least expect it, she disagrees with what I'm doing, and when I expect it, she never does. I mentioned to her about your asking me to come for your boyfriend's wedding, and she thought was a grand idea. So now I don't know what to do, but I might if you're sure you still want me. Remember, when we were at the station, you told Denny and Vi that I was coming, and I said that I didn't have said I would yet. You told me that then that your word was the law. I can just see Denny laughing now if I do come. I'm only saying maybe I will. And on one condition that you will still come that next weekend to Shy. This time I can think of all sorts of things we can do. The other time I was a little afraid to suggest anything because I didn't know what you might like to do. We can either double with one of my girlfriends, if you want to. I've got oodles of ideas now, but let me know what you decide. On the way to Milwaukee, you were saying that you like to study personalities. I'm just curious. What do you think of me? Except that I'm a natural born athlete. I doubt if that is very close, but I wish it were. Your bank reminded me of my own, and this evening I emptied it out and rolled the pennies. I had almost $10 in just pennies. I wish you had told me what you're saving for. I thought it wasn't worthwhile. I might help you. You asked me if I had any offers concerning your Cadillac. If that is what you're saving for, I tell you what I'll do. I'll save my pennies and buy it for you for your birthday. Okay? I'm back now. I was just in the kitchen, having a piece of cake and a cup of tea. Too bad your mother isn't here to have some tea, too. She said she wished she had someone to drink tea with. Well, it's getting a little late, and I'm a little tired for some strange reason. And you know what? You know what I did this morning? I got up and I went to 7 o'clock Mass, and I didn't get to bed until 3 o'clock. I was so busy talking to Mom. I had to say a prayer of thanks for all the good things that you have happened to me. Like you, for instance. You're the best thing that has ever happened to me. Good night, Jerry. Be real good for me, because I love you. Yours forever, Mary. P.S. This is sort of a rainbow stationery tonight. There weren't too many pieces of paper the same color left in the box, but I didn't think you'd mind much. And that's where we're going to end it. We'll do part 2 of May next time. Bye.